Won't stay plugged in. That sucks. This thing won't stay plugged in. That sucks.
On Outback Truckers, Turbo's fighting to stay on track and on schedule.
2 o'clock in the morning, I need this right now, like.
To complete a marathon trek home. In Tasmania,
Honey!
you and Stevens is battling.
I've seen this one before. This has honey in it.
And hitching a ride to deliver a volatile load with a real sting in the tail.
We don't get away in good time there, please start going.
And in Arnhem and Christian Rath is on a journey out of the wilderness.
It's going to be a headache to get out.
Which turns into a rescue mission that just keeps getting bigger. 600 kilometers east of Perth, long-haul specialist Turbo is fighting to keep from being blown off the mission.
With this headwind, I've got to steer the truck clear on the road to stay in a straight line.
What's wrong, baby? What's wrong, Diamond?
A high wind has come from nowhere,
It's like
playing havoc with his truck.
ran me and literally slammed me straight off the road. Despite being in a washing machine.
It's yet another drama on this trip, and it's barely even begun. The 47-year-old left Perth 2 days ago on a marathon 4,700 kilometre trip to reach his family in Brisbane. That's further than crossing the Atlantic Ocean.
Wow.
On this run, he's already had to deal with scraping the load together,
That's the edge. Let's go on that.
mechanical headaches,
I just blew a clutch. That's not good.
and downright disasters.
Back it out, mate, back it out. That should blow the road here.
On this trip, Turbo's been away for over a month. Home, along with wife Jo and daughter Tracy, is still 3,800 kilometres away.
I don't get to give them a cuddle. I don't get to give them a kiss.
Missing family is a hard reality of
What you doing?
Barbecues, birthdays, New Year's, Christmas. I miss all of that.
Standing between Turbo and home is one of the most grueling stretches of road in Australia.
Miss birthdays over here.
Joining the east and west of the country, it's 1,000 kilometres of no towns, no people, no trees, nothing. Out here, a trucker has plenty of time to think.
No radio
And there's
signal.
one problem that's been playing on Turbo's mind for weeks.
That's not good. I'll come out and build it. And some gasket. I got home and I never even had time to think. I had to run around and do other things. I'm starting to stress now. I'm worried that I can blow that some gasket completely and utterly out now. Halfway across the planet somewhere. If it does, it's going to be a lot of pumping because I can't get dead much at all.
Without a sump gasket, Turbo's truck won't be able to hold oil. If it runs dry, his engine will seize up. A replacement engine will cost $45,000. Cash Turbo can't spare.
What I'm looking for, if I've done an oil seal or something like that around the sump, you'll actually see the splash back off the oil. It's telltale signs of the oil over the trailer.
While there's no sight of oil, there is another warning sign. Heat is pouring through the cab floor.
And I can actually feel it up at my foot now, it's starting to actually burn. I have got oil spray up the back.
Ooh.
It's covered the car, it's covered this. I'm glad I had a top load of furniture.
Litres of precious oil have been leaking from his truck.
I literally had no oil left in the engine.
All Turbo can do is refill the engine and hope he makes it to safety.
It's just going to be enough to sort of live into Port Augusta to do the repairs.
If his oil runs dry now, his journey and his engine will be history. On the island wilderness of Tasmania, 55-year-old Ewan Stevens is at the wheel of an annual pilgrimage. Over the next few days, he'll brave a gauntlet of mountain passes and narrow dirt tracks to deliver a fragile, volatile load deep into the heart of a remote forest.
Bees.
Ewan's hauling bees, 30 million of them.
You've got 100,000 bees in each hive, and they're all crammed in there. They don't like being transported. Probably go home with 70 stings each. Doesn't matter how much smoking that you give them, they still be very nasty.
Ewan's leading a convoy of trucks on 2 overnight runs. Starting at their factory in Mole Creek.
Mole Creek.
Moving 300 beehives from their
That's
winter
funny.
shelter to their summer homes in the midst of a World Heritage Forest. In all, it's just over a 700-kilometre run through some of the most remote bushland in Tasmania. This arduous trip is about one thing, the rare leatherwood tree.
That is unique to Tasmania. It's the only place in the world it grows.
This precious flower gives the Stevens family honey its distinct flavour, but it blooms for just 4 weeks a year. Ewan has less than 3 days to deliver 45 tonnes of hives to the leatherwood trees. The Stevens family have been making honey in Tasmania for a century. It's the family business and their passion. Ewan's parents, now into their 80s, still keep a watchful eye on things.
You need to get your cloth and wipe around there, otherwise you're going to have it sticking you right up your arm.
In our day, a lot of the trucks had no brakes, no lights. But we still drove.
Ewan's restored the family's fleet of vintage trucks himself.
I'm self-taught mechanic, and I love doing all the work on them. Building engines, especially building engines. I love building engines.
Over the next 3 days, the Stevens' livelihood is at stake. Ewan must get the bees into the forest alive and on time.
We're delayed. It'll cost us $25,000-$30,000 a day, probably more. Can't afford a break in. Can't afford stuff on the side of the road with bees on it. You have to keep the wheels going.
In Australia's rugged Northern Territory, dirt road expert Christian Reynolds has volunteered for a rescue mission. A mate's truck has broken down 800 kilometres away from replacement parts. Its driver, Bags, needs help.
So all his gear and my gear back together. That's just how it is with remote areas. You want to help each other out.
It would have been the hours for the
Christian and fiancée Katie are halfway through a crucial run, hauling 50 tonnes of concrete beams to a bridge building project. Their journey began in the city of Darwin. The destination, a remote construction site at Donaghy Creek. It's a 1,600-kilometre round trip through the heart of one of the world's last great frontiers. This unforgiving wilderness is larger than the country of Portugal, with some of the roughest roads in the land. But for 37-year-old Christian, it's a home away from home.
I suppose the thing that if it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
Christian's been driving the big rigs for 20 years, making a living getting trucks where trucks won't go.
We'll guard anything anywhere, as long as there's money in it.
Last year, he spent big to set up his own firm.
Like most transport companies that start off, we struggle a fair bit.
With big debts to pay and the wet season about to start, the bridge job is a vital source of cash.
This time of year, you just go and so you have to stop.
Fiancée Katie is also an experienced trucker. On this trip, she's jumped in the cab to spend some rare quality time with Christian. They were hoping for a straightforward run home. But adding Bags' truck and 2 trailers to Christian's road train has changed all that.
This is the second time I've taken Bags home now, so he probably owes me a beer for that, I reckon.
He arrived here as a 35-metre double road train, but he'll leave a 53-metre triple. With 800 kilometres of tough country to come, a relaxed drive home just turned into a high-stress mission. Turbo is nursing his wounded truck across the Nullarbor Plain. In the space of just 3 days, he's wrecked his clutch, smashed his toolbox, and blown his oil sump gasket. For most truckers, it'll be enough to drive them to despair. But Turbo has his own way of dealing with pressure.
My way of coping with it is to be a nut job. Turbo well.
Spend too long on this vast remote plane, and it can start playing tricks on your mind.
It's notorious for UFO sightings or sightings of something.
But down the road, Turbo spots some flashing lights, and these ones are for real.
How you doing, mate?
As always, he's ready to help a fellow trucker in need.
Didn't get started. Didn't go again. I can hear it sparking.
The truck's electrics have died.
There's no phone service or nothing there. So he can't even ring for help. So basically I'm his only lifeline.
And the driver's at a complete loss.
Poor fella's got no idea. He's got no mechanical idea either.
Go again.
But no amount of coaxing can bring the truck back to life.
It's actually come down to a computer shutdown. But why? I don't exactly know.
All Turbo can do is call for help once he gets back into phone range, and rack this up as another mystery of the Nullarbor. In Tasmania, Ewan Stevens and nephew Josh have arrived to start loading the first of 300 beehives. The first challenge is getting to them at the bottom of a steep rise.
Ooh. Because of the rain and that this morning, it's too wet and slippery to go down into there. So we're going to leave the truck up here on the hill and we'll bring them out with forklift. Even when they got smoke, guys, the smoke actually dopes the bees, so they don't get cold at me when I put the forklift underneath and rattle the hive.
To keep the bees calm, Ewan needs to load up as quickly and smoothly as possible. But the bumpy, wet ground is making the job even harder.
We're having trouble loading the bees because the ground's like sand.
And the bees are getting restless.
Bounce around, they don't like it. Bang on their eyes, come out singing.
With each load, the hillside is getting more and more churned up. There's nearly 500,000 bees balanced on the forklift. Every bump threatens to topple the hives.
On the bad angle, I'll make great difficulty.
The last thing Ewan needs is the whole swarm to turn on him.
One of these pallets, they would just flat them, and the bees would go mad. Pull it out, that's the force, guys.
Josh and Ewan have no choice but to manhandle the pallet onto the truck. And Josh is paying the price.
Now I got a bale inside my tire.
While he's still new to beekeeping, Josh knows the hazards intimately.
Getting stings up inside of your nose hurts more than getting stung in the private parts. That's speaking from experience.
It's almost nightfall before Ewan can get underway.
Been a bit of a drama here tonight. One of the worst load-ups I've had for a long time. I am behind schedule now, but that's me, go.
Together with brother Neil, Ewan has 350 kilometers to cover. To reach the leatherwood trees.
It's a long, hard fall. It's a fair way. There's no let up in it.
With the bees on board, they must reach the forest as quickly as possible. They'll drive late into the night, on wet roads, and through winding mountain passes to get there.
This is where the road is very wide and narrow. It's got 99 kilometres in a mile and a half.
With sunrise, the hives are starting to heat up. Now it's non-stop until they reach the forest.
Once these trucks are stopped, you've got about 10 or 15 minutes, then you start losing thousands of bees. They start dying because they're under shade cloths and they start suffocating.
At the end of the mountain pass, 38 kilometers of rough dirt tracks leading into the forest. On the way in, Ewan wants to check on some hives he's already moved. He's shocked at what he finds.
That's stupid.
Some of the hives have been vandalized, killing the bees inside.
Why would someone do that for?
Pisses me off. I see this all the time.
After a long, hard journey, it's a heartbreaking sight. In Arnhem Land, Christian Reynolds' rescue mission has reached the first major hazard on his 800-kilometre run to Darwin, the Goyder River. It's deep with a soft riverbed and slippery banks. Not a place you want to get bogged. On the way here, Christian hauled his trailers one by one through the water. But today he's feeling lucky. To save time, he'll take the truck through in one go, all 53 metres on it.
We'll try and pull 3 trailers through there. Hopefully, we'll be able to stretch our way out the other side, won't have to break it up.
Taking on the river is a gamble, but Christian's betting on 20 years of experience.
Well, if you've got a pretty steep creek, then you can't get doubles out, or sometimes you will get triples out because the third one's still pushing you as you're going out the other side.
He hopes that once the front of his road train crawls out of the water, the weight of the other truck and trailer rolling downhill will help push him out. If he's wrong, he'll have to deal with not one, but 2 stranded rigs.
I always go through on setting. Like first, second gear. Try and sort of get the front move through without pulling too much water up the bank on the other side.
If he loses traction now, he'll be stuck fast. In Tasmania's high country, beef trucker Ewan Stevens has been met by a shocking sight.
This yard of bees I put in here last week. Vandals have been here and pushed all of them over, and because it's been so wet, but dead.
The loss is painful for Ewan and the family business.
200,000 bees dead there on the ground. Try and make a bloody living, and the animals, they don't give a stuff. They won't survive.
But Ewan needs to put this behind him. 6 kilometres ahead is his drop-off point, where he'll unload one of his 2 rigs. But this is no place to take a truck.
This track is normally a four-wheel drive track.
Everywhere you look, there's a hassle.
It is very tight squeeze. I think sometimes you think we're mad bringing a semi down here. It's a bit of a nerve-wracking track. This corner we're coming to now is completely cut out underneath of it. It starts to move, you lose control. Going, going.
After a close shave comes another problem. Fallen trees are blocking the road. With the truck stationary and the shade cloth removed, now it's a race to get moving before the bees start to fly away. Once the truck moves on, thousands could be left behind. Finally, there's light at the end of the forest tunnel. The boys have reached their holy grail, the rare leatherwood trees. This is what the whole trip has been about. Now the work can begin to drop off 15 million bees at their summer home.
It feels good to have many. There's quite a bit more flower than we thought would be in here. All we need now is some sunshine so they can get out and make some honey for us.
But this is just the halfway mark. Tomorrow, the boys must go where there's no road. After surviving a nervous run across the Nullarbor Plain, Turbo's finally been able to patch up his truck.
Well, my son's all sorted out. I was able to do the mechanical repair overnight. I've got that sorted out. Now she's actually running square out. At least I haven't got all the
To celebrate, he's locked up a feast.
Okay, that works too.
Slice the bread, sit down and watch the sunset like that. The best office in the world.
For the last few weeks, Turbo's been desperate to get home. And there's a deeper reason why.
I ended up crook a few weeks ago, and the doctors actually found a fungus growing in my blood. So it's experimental drugs that I've got to go on. If they don't work, then it's a case I go into radiation treatment and I get treated the same as leukemia. It's a emotional roller coaster up and down, and I only found out sort of a couple of weeks ago that I actually got it. So, look, it is still a very touchy subject. I
I haven't even told my wife about it. You know, I've just got to find the right moment to be able to talk to her about it. That's something I'm not going to sit there on a telephone and tell her. I'm going to tell her face to face. Yeah, no, it's. I've promised the wife and daughter I'd actually call in and see him tomorrow afternoon.
But as night falls, it's feeding time, and the road is thick with kangaroos.
Oh, slow it down. I do not like hitting kangaroos because of the damage that they do. Hitting the roof is like hitting a brick wall.
Turbo's no stranger to the damage they can cause.
Roots, right under the trailer.
Rip the slack adjuster out. Pull the brakes apart.
Even with a heavy-duty bull bar, no truck is safe.
It's not just the front where you can hit them, you can hit them down the side of the truck. You can run for a fuel tank. You still run the chance and the risk of doing damage.
Swerving a 37-metre road train out of the way isn't an option. All Turbo can do is back off. But sometimes, even that's not enough.
I hate about roads. I don't know where the hell I got him, but I got him. When you hit them, they will rip you out left, right, and centre.
A wheel spacer between two tyres is wrecked.
Damn, Roo.
That's the damage they do.
Turbo can't go on until he's made repairs. He's stranded, miles from hell. The promise he made to his family is looking hard to keep. Christian Reynolds' triple road train is crawling through the Goyder River. Finally, he's out of the water.
Well, that's good.
But the next hazard isn't far ahead. Corrugations, mile after mile. There are a series of bridges in the road, like driving over millions of speed bumps. And with the extra third trailer on board, they're giving Christian's truck a battle.
It creates a lot more work. It's like putting a big anchor behind you. You just got to drive accordingly and set your gear up. Everything's related to corrugations.
After a bone-shaking 300 kilometres, it's a relief to reach the smooth bitumen that will take them home to Darwin. But suddenly, there's bad news. Christian's driver and Katie's brother, Norman, has broken down. Christian's business is less than a year old. He can't afford to have a truck off the road.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. It's giving me a headache thinking about it.
They're looking at me. Yeah, the rest of the pizza they're breaking.
He's rescued one rig on this trip already. Now he must deal with a second. It's an anxious drive to meet Norman at the isolated truck stop of Hayes Creek. Sure enough, the truck's right where it's supposed to be. Only problem, its driver isn't.
No, Norman. Oh, I should be here.
Norman was supposed to meet Christian here. But as the minutes tick by, no Norman. He's keeping the boss waiting. On a lonely highway in outback New South Wales, Turbo has collided with a kangaroo.
That was me toe. 2 o'clock in the morning, I need this right now, like.
The impact has killed the roo and done serious damage to Turbo's truck. A wheel spacer is bent beyond repair.
It actually keeps the 2 sets of rims and wheels separated. Because that's gone, they'll just flap around, they'll end up coming off and killing something because there's no weight on them.
Turbo's out of phone range, and the next town is over 200 kilometres away. He'll have to make an emergency fix here.
I've got to jack it up. I'm going to pull all this wheel off, and then I've got to take the axle off.
Turbo can't drive on the damaged wheels, but in order to chain up the truck's axle, he'll have to work on the flat road surface, blocking the whole lane.
I can't get off the road, I'm actually in the road.
And now, there's a truck coming.
Hopefully he's got enough brains, because of this half asleep, and he doesn't see me, he'll plough straight in the back of this.
While the driver's seen Turbo, he hasn't stopped to help, and this is a two-man job. Turbo's desperate to get moving. He promised his family he'd be home in a matter of hours.
Come on!
He needs to tie off the axle with a chain
and
lower the jack. If the jack slips or the chain snaps, 22 tons of trailer could come crashing down.
If that's going brain, it will cut me in half.
On a foggy mountain road in Tasmania. Once again, the Stevens family are driving through the night to get their bees to the rare leatherwood trees.
It's a matter of life and death for us. There's $350,000 worth of bees.
Let's have dinner.
It has to happen.
But today is a trip with a difference. Their destination is so hard to reach, there's no road at all. The only way to get there is by rail.
We're on a deadline to catch a railway at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Ewan and the boys will need to drive both trucks onto the back of a special train that will take them deep into the forest. They're racing the clock again.
Because it's a forecast of a hot day down there tomorrow. So we need to be there on time and get the bees off.
It's sunrise by the time they reach the train. Now every minute is critical. They need to drive both trucks onto 2 specially made carriages and get moving.
What's wrong, baby girl boy?
Trapped in their nets and die.
They're going to come out in a minute. We'll be here 10 minutes. We've got to get moving.
But as the train hooks up, there's a problem.
We're all on our limit for the leg.
Ewan's truck is too long for its carriage. If he can't fit on the train, he won't be going anywhere. Christian Reynolds is waiting on his driver, Norman, to return to his broken down truck. He's been waiting for an hour. Finally, Norman arrives to meet the boss.
I thought you would have been here already. Where's the spanner? Half inch.
And Norman's excuse?
Because he was sleeping.
Joking aside, Christian's concerned for both his truck and his inexperienced employee.
Well, he's one of my drivers. You know, he's responsible for all of them. So if they've got an issue, it becomes a bigger issue for you.
He doesn't want to abandon Norman hundreds of kilometres from help. It's a difficult situation, but Christian has a plan.
Pull it back and push it back forward. Place these trailers that I'll just back the three of them onto it and we'll get going.
Hello.
Christian will
Not yet. Until later on tonight, we'll do that.
Creating a 4-trailer long monster. The big beast is set.
I'm going to shave in a little bit later on today. I'll do it later on tonight. If I take a shower, I'll shave.
On this trip, Christian's ended up with more than he bargained for.
This is also roll with. Okay, this is also roll with.
It's the longest vehicle he's ever driven.
Something like that. I weigh 50, that's 70. Step bar up 2.5, so 75 odd metres.
I know. I'm going to do it later. I'll do it later on today before I go to bed.
It's a massive metal set.
I know. I'll take a shower in a little bit. I'll take a shave in a little bit.
The world's largest airline and as heavy as a blue whale. But Christian's work isn't done yet. Ahead, there's one more challenge.
Yeah, I'll do it later on tonight. I'll do it later. I'll do it later on tonight.
How do you feel about an overtaking procedure?
A long way from home.
Got to bring it up higher.
Turbo's alone on a 2-man repair job. And he's had a gutful.
Oh, you think?
He's chained up his axle. Now he needs to get 2 55-kilo wheels onto his trailer. It's a severe test of his bad back.
Ooh, poor Turbo.
That's done.
Turbo's lost precious hours.
I guess we better make what the frog hop on our way.
His patience is wearing thin.
All my plans with my family today are completely and utterly gone out the window.
Yeah, I get all this fluff on my face. I think I take a shower later.
Next morning, the first job is to replace the broken wheel spacer. And this time, Turbo can't do it alone.
A 2-man job, 200 kilos, and I'm trying to lift, twist, push, pull, and turn.
And I don't have another bloody 20 watch now.
He needs help.
That's when you coming out to the field as well, mate. Yeah, that's me. Thank God for two-way radio. I've actually radioed this guy who's coming through town. He's actually going to pull up and pick it up and bottle down.
After helping out his fellow truckers time and again, Turbo finally gets his kindness repaid.
All right, well, thanks for that, mate. All back on the road, all good. Rang my wife. She's not too happy. Every time I promise her something, I always seem to break it. Yeah, I do feel guilty because I promised my daughter I was going to fix her bike for her today. Well, I'm still 1,200 miles away from it.
Okay.
Another one of the promises.
After this video's over, I have to do some stuff. I'm going to take a shower. After this video, I have to take a shower. Or something like that. After this, I have to get cleaned up.
He's covered a massive 4,700 kilometers and battled problem after problem after problem.
2 o'clock in the morning, I need this right now, like.
But finally, Turbo...
No, I'm going to be doing it in a minute. I don't need you guys to watch me. Because I like doing it. I don't... I'm going to do some interviews in a little bit, so yeah.
Christian Reynolds is preparing to overtake a slow-moving vehicle in his monster road truck.
Yeah, our wages in they have like 300 metres of road.
With a colossal 75
Nope, you
meters
can't
of
watch.
truck to manage, he needs a kilometer of
There's no way I'm gonna let you guys watch because it's something I don't like going to watch me do. Sorry, it's rules. It's my rules.
As Christian gets ready to make his move, suddenly, the mobile home decides to brake.
They think they're doing the right thing, you know, but they're better off maintaining a steady speed than us working out when we're going to go around them.
Here we got B&W now.
Finally, the road ahead looks clear. Now Christian's committed. He must get all 4 trailers and 2 prime movers around the mobile home. He's stranded in the outside lane. Any oncoming traffic could spell disaster. Christian and those he's rescued are almost home. The trip has cost him dear, but he wouldn't have it any other way.
Bags break down this week and I'll bring it back to Darwin at no cost to him. And it might be me that breaks down next week and he'll do the same for me. That's what goes around comes around, you know.
Over the last 3 days, Christian Reynolds has faced up to everything the road could throw at him to carve out a living in one of the world's last true frontiers.
It's hard country out here. You are all mates help.
But after helping a mate in need and taking the long way home,
Someone always has told with something.
his next load and the next road are waiting.
I gotta get stuff. I gotta do some stuff now.
Ewan Stevens is racing to try and fit his truck onto the back of a rail carriage.
Drop the ramp.
The longer the delay, the greater the risk that thousands of bees will start to die in their nests.
We've got to move her up a bit. There's not enough clearance at the back.
Try and connect up to the front of the run on the truck. Smash things closely, that ain't good news.
Ewan needs to unchain the truck and move it as far forward as he can. It's barely a few centimeters.
There you go, up the back. Right on the cheekbone up. There you go.
Ewan's on by the skin of his teeth. He's ready to leave, but as more minutes tick by, there's still no sign of movement.
We're sitting here now, planning for 15 minutes. We should be on the track, but I don't know what's going on up in the engine department. It worries me about the bees. Once you start sitting for very long, they come out and go in the shade cloths. And when they start towing us up the track, then a lot of them will die. We need to get going real quick. Well, there's the horn blow, so this is good. We're on our way.
Now, Ewan's powerless as the train winds its way into the forest.
I don't like not playing control of my truck.
And on the bumpy, narrow track, the carriages are swaying alarmingly.
Gee, look at that. Look at them. Oh, hell, you're rocking now.
Hey, you are too.
Ahead is the most dangerous part of the journey, a low, narrow bridge. There's barely enough room for the train, let alone 2 trucks stacked high with big holes.
You can see how crooked the line is.
If either truck strikes the bridge, the results could be disastrous.
How close are we now?
I don't know.
We're flying close. Oh, hell, we're close.
Looks like just missed it.
You wonder why I've got grey ears. Have a look at that track up there.
At last, it's the end of the line. You and Neil have reached their destination. And just in time. With the day warming up, the bees are beginning to swarm.
Step back, Josh, you're good stone. Get out of it, mate.
With everyone home, the job's finally done. For the Stevens family,
I gotta do two things, and I gotta do another thing. I gotta do two things before I come back on.
racing the clock to protect their precious bees. But after surviving tough country and a bumpy ride,
Why hell you're rocking now?
the Stevens boys are buzzing.
It is very special for us coming out here on those trucking trips. For quality of honey, it is worth it. Come on, boys. Home down there, fella.
You take the photo and behave yourself.
I think it's a challenge on the car and everything. Yeah.
Someone tells us we can't do it, we'll go do it.
Next time,
Okay, I'm done.
back truckers,
I'll be back on in a little bit.